I am delighted to be joined by Nauman Faizi, who is an assistant professor teaching philosophy of religion at LUMS. I was lucky enough to have studied one course from him, which was a brilliant experience. I never thought I'd sit across him on a football show and talk with him about the beautiful game, but we are where we are. In other news, Wasif bhi hai. He exists. This is Pressing Matters, brought to be on the mic. Do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this episode and follow us on all our social media accounts. I'm going to get right into it. There are not a lot of Spurs fans in the country. I mean, this is a compliment, but I didn't expect you to.
Is it a compliment, Ismail?
We'll get to that bit. How did you start supporting Tottenham Hotspurs?
So basically, मैंने पहला जो World Cup properly देखा था, that was in 2002, and Robbie Keane was playing for Ireland, and I've forgotten for what reason, but I was supporting Ireland, and then Spurs bought Robbie Keane, and that's when I started supporting them.
Definitely I had no idea. Hunter.
The rest is history.
The opposite of a glory hunter.
I had no idea like what I was getting into, where they were on the table, how like maybe winning a derby.
That's good in a way.
You made a big life decision and like jumped right in.
Made it like most of my time supporting Spurs, like a big derby, like a derby win was like the highlight of the season.
Yeah, and then
right?
So it was after you started supporting them that they won the league at White Hart Lane.
They won the League Cup, you mean?
No, they won the league at White Hart.
Arsenal won the league at White Hart.
We don't talk about this.
Invincible.
Erased
from memory.
Yeah. That's it. That's right.
All right. So you've lived through Martin Yole, Harry Redknapp, and his crazy transfer deadline day shenanigans, and then also Tim Sherwood. Did that happen? And then most recently Mauricio Pochettino, and now the special one, Jose Mourinho. What were your feelings about Poch leaving and Mourinho coming in?
So I mean, just first of all, this has been like an upward progression for me, right? Like Joel, Redknapp, Pochettino. So, and especially where Pochettino brought the club.
Yeah.
It's मेरी जिंदगी में पहले ये कि हम top 4 एक दफ़ा हासिल करेंगे was like the biggest thing, but then we would actually consistently become top 4 regulars. So Poch has been amazing, had been amazing, but I think the form, or look, as football supporters, we don't really know what ends up going on at
behind the scenes.
So जो भी ITK वगैरह मिल रही है, जो भी journalistic reports आ रहे हैं, he had to go. The form that I think what you constantly reminded me that during that year they didn't win a single away game from January to
Feb to
their last away win was in Feb till he left.
Ericsson had already decided to leave, but he was still playing him. He, before winning the champion, like not winning, sorry, Vasu. Before desire is more than what happened. But before we played the Champions League final, I think even if jokingly had said that he would leave the club, those are not the kind of things you want to hear.
Especially before
afterwards,
body language was very wrong throughout all of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. So even I think Alderweireld went on strike or something. Like all of them were like the contract situations were off.
Trippier when he left.
Trippier leaving for Madrid.
He also like in an interview said something like there was some behind the scenes stuff because of which he had to leave. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah, all reports that were coming out were from trusted sources were that Pochettino had maintained a tight ship. So and after a while, after like 4 years of hearing the same message and doing the same things, the players have started to get a bit tired of the whole thing. And it also ties in well with the fact that, Sir Alex Ferguson famously said that every team has a cycle of 4 years. After that, you need to like constantly like change the whole core.
Ferguson changed his backroom staff quite a bit.
Yeah,
right?
he changed his core. He changed his backroom staff. He was the master at adapting. Sorry to say. And one of the reasons why, that's one of the things that we should like also talk about, that Pochettino probably left because the alternative was getting rid of a lot of players and bringing new ones in, which Levy wasn't ever about to do. But then he brought in Mourinho, who is someone who wants signings.
That's something that I don't get. Why not give that same fund to Poch?
So as long as we're in speculation territory, right?
Yeah.
So we can say So maybe you don't trust someone like Pochettino because he's never won anything as much as you would trust Mourinho.
Sure, but
And
like
more importantly, he got Lo Celso and Ndombele were both summer signings, man. More than 50
Yeah, but that was after like
million
two
pounds each.
windows of no player.
yeah,
अच्छा
exactly.
वो मुझे नहीं पता भाई वो क्यों
Yeah,
हुआ
well,
वो कैसे
exactly.
हुआ
So because Spurs were at a point where
Also,
they had
yeah.
they needed like so Liverpool went ahead and got Alisson and Van Dijk when they were at the cusp of becoming from a great team to world class team. Pochettino did.
ये De Jong गया है ना Barca.
Yeah.
So apparently they were after De Jong and they had वो he chose Barca instead. Then Grealish पे भी कुछ हुआ था. Either it was
That
like
would have been a
haggling.
great signing.
Do you think ये हो सकता है कि players who they were targeting would rather play for someone established like Mourinho? Not saying that Poch isn't established, but I'm saying would you like rather play for someone who's actually like like done it all as compared to like Poch who's been trying for a long time?
If you're a smart player, you would rather go to Pochettino these days than to Mourinho.
These days, sure, but yeah.
Like so again one like iffy behind the scenes stuff is that so इसकी वो like his time at Spurs, Brave New World वगैरह उसमें भी उसके hints मिलते हैं कुछ के apparently he wanted players with certain kind of character, so his short list was really short. Right? Like these are the 3 players, if you can't get me this I don't want anyone type. Again ये ITK type ये reports हैं. Whereas I feel like maybe he's a young coach, right? So maybe one lesson he's learned is that where he will go to a top club next, that he has to have like a longer shortlist.
Or maybe in those super clubs he won't really need a longer shortlist because they can just get what he wants.
I mean he's going to United next, so I don't know if that's a super
I don't
club.
think I don't think they're smart enough. I don't think they're smart enough to appoint Mauricio Pochettino. I don't think they're smart enough.
I feel like they might, even I think so now.
No, but Woodward is the biggest problem, right?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what they say. But
where else will he go? Where else will Poch go? That's what I'm like wondering right now.
Anything about the German league?
Bayern or
Bayern
there's a language issue. I think he could go to Barcelona in the summer. I think.
No,
you think that? But he's like said like unequivocally that he's
yeah, I know. But so did Mourinho about Spurs, right?
No, he didn't unequivocally.
No, but it's Mourinho. He said so much stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
He played for Espanyol, then he coached.
I actually didn't think he would join Barca, but reports from like all of the Barca sources said that the third guy after Xavi and Koeman, they went to Pochettino and they wanted to hurry the whole thing up because everyone knew about that they were looking for a new manager. Pochettino didn't want to get hurried along on their terms. But he didn't say no.
Like होने को तो कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Yeah, that's true.
But it would be like a really unlikely thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is unlikely. I would really want it to happen. Either that or Argentina.
Argentina would be a good one
Messi
in my opinion. Yeah.
उसे club career बनाने दो, कुछ जीतने दो.
Yeah.
Your
mic's like
उसे club career बनाने दो, कुछ जीतने दो, उसके बाद ही I feel like.
Yeah, वो बना लेगा. I have no doubts. Speaking of club careers, 2 of the greatest managers of the modern era went head to head. Mourinho and Guardiola, old friends who have turned into bitter rivals now.
Have they really? Have
they said like bitter?
What have they?
Do you think that it's more like a media thing where you?
No, they got really heated, bro. If you like followed if you followed La Liga from 2010 to like 2012 till Guardiola was there and Mourinho was there as well. There was a time into 2011 when there were 4 Clásicos in 28 days. So there was the Copa del Rey final, the 2 Champions League semi-finals and 1 in the league. And that's when it got so heated and so bitter that you guys should
I think he got sent off in one of them, right?
He can pull this up. Umar, can you go on YouTube and pull up like Guardiola press conference
Oh yeah, I think
Barca.
He used some expletives.
He's usually a pretty graceful guy in terms like no. Just go on search and type Guardiola. Guardiola Barcelona press conference. No, just type Barca as well. Because you know what happened. So the backstory here is no, not this one. Go back. Go down. Lashes out at Mourinho. Yeah, this one.
You need subtitles, right?
They're going to.
El señor Mourinho me ha tuteado, yo también lo voy a tutear. Me ha llamado Pep, yo le voy a llamar José. No sé cuál es la cámara del señor José. Deben ser todas estas.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah. Look, he's going to go full on.
Fuera del campo, y ha ganado durante todo el año, ha ganado durante toda esta temporada y en el futuro lo que va a ser. Le regalo su Champions particular fuera del campo, se la lleva a casa.
He's so passive aggressive.
Look at him. He's going full on.
Ganaremos o perderemos, normalmente gana él, porque es su historia así de aval. Nosotros a veces nos conformamos con victorias más pequeñitas, los cuales provocamos la admiración del mundo, de la cual no estamos muy orgullosos. Inmediatamente puede salir aquí una lista de agravios comparativos, pero no acabaremos nunca.
Grievances with like the league and refereeing.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the backstory.
Sacar un papel. Yo tengo tantos secretarios y tengo un árbitro, un editor.
So you got to fill us in on that too.
Gente que me apunta esas cosas. Simplemente mañana a las 8:45 saldremos a este campo e intentar jugar al fútbol.
This is the bit.
En esta sala, él es el puto jefe, el puto amo, es el que más sabe del mundo. Yo no quiero ni competir ni un instante. Solo recuerdo que hemos estado juntos 4 años.
I don't have to compete with him in here.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's done.
He is
over.
passive aggressive. No, you're right.
Yeah, so this is the first time and the only time he's lashed out in a press conference against a manager. And the backstory for this was that after one of the Clásicos, Mourinho, as he is the Machiavellian individual that he is, he actually came out and said, and something, वो अपने mischievous तरीके से कहता है ना, he was like, एक offside call हुई थी, which was rightly given against Barcelona. And Guardiola said that we could have won the match had the offside call like been in our favor. Matlab ki he didn't say that the decision was wrong. He was like, oh, I was so close.
Is this the one where he got sent off in the second leg of the Champions League final?
No. This is not that one.
Where
This
he
is the
got
Copa del Rey
where he
final.
got put in the
Yeah.
cage also, like that little tiny cage. Mourinho.
No, that's not the one.
Oh, I thought that
So
was
and then
also
after
Guardiola.
the match, Mourinho came out and very mischievously said, "Okay, there are two types of groups of managers in the world. One type of managers are the ones us mortals in which we talk about the referee and we get fined and sanctioned, and the other group can talk about the referee all it wants and all of that, and that group only has one person, and that is Senior Pep." And he was pretty straight on about it. And
So
then this is
pretty
what
passive aggressive.
yeah, this is what brought that on. So they were pretty good friends back in the day. Now they're not. I mean, they represent extremes on a spectrum in terms of both ideology and practically. I mean, if one is action, the other is reaction. If one is order, the other is chaos. All of that. Where do you stand on the Mourinho Guardiola spectrum?
Of like the kind of football I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? So is it a results business? Is it practical?
So मुझे basically football properly जब मैंने देखना शुरू किया, like कि मुझे समझ आ रही फील्ड पे क्या हो रहा है. It was the Mourinho Benitez matches. When like
cagiest of affairs.
So,
Really cagey.
right? So I really appreciate, like, if it's tactically well done, I appreciate the football. So sometimes you can have tactically well done football in like all sorts of ways.
Yeah, of course.
It could be possession, it could be counter attack. Uska jo, like the test case for me would be like someone like Big Sam, which are the kind of tactics that I can't appreciate. But if it's
Bunt
Big
it
Sam's
up the
school of
field.
science.
He also used to watch the matches from the upper in the gantry, na? And he used to have the microphone to Sammy Lee on the touchline. Brilliant. It's like,
so apart from that, I can really enjoy. Even when Greece won the Euros, right? Was it 2004?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Mourinho and Benitez. No, that's later on.
Yeah, that
Mourinho,
was
Benitez,
2005.
that was 2005.
5-6, right?
Yeah.
So मैंने football देखना जो है in tactical managers के ज़रिए सीखा. So for me, like when they say like it's a results business or whatever, किसका
I'm not. We don't have that kind of ringtone. But either way,
if it's a results business, if it's tactically well done, I enjoy the
that's
game.
fair
So
enough.
I loved what Poch was doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Harry Redknapp का थोड़ा उससे ज़्यादा swashbuckle type style.
Yeah.
But even if it's cagey, even if it's counter, even if it's like reactive football, if it's done well, I enjoy it.
Yeah, so you're not under like the sort of person who thinks there's a morality attached to football, that you have to play a certain way.
Like, well, in the sense that if those are your principles and you're sticking to them.
Yeah.
I mean, Mourinho famously once said that there are a lot of, I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
there are a lot of poets in football.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're a poet and you're winning, that's great.
Yeah, but what if you're a Big Sam who's well,
He hasn't
not,
won
certainly
much.
not a poet.
I'm saying वो उस level का coach भी नहीं है ना.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So yeah, in the spectrum, it's an enjoyable game if it's tactically well fought.
But you also understand, you know, like his point of view, Mourinho's.
Absolutely.
3 points and then that's it, you know, like.
I just think
there's
the stuff he does is kind of like the way he now approaches the game is kind of outdated. I mean, he's not been able to get his message across.
Even now, like this season, for example, like you'd say the same thing.
I mean, he's not. We'll see, but वही मसला आ जाता है ना कि
I have a feeling that he might, or he's trying to
अभी
adapt.
तो
Like
उसका
he
plan
changed
ही
his
नहीं चला
entire
ना.
backroom staff, right?
Yeah, he changed it. He learned a lot. वो Sky Sports पे
And
आके
he's
क्या
really
बताया.
trying to change with the the guy he
Press
hired.
conferences, the persona he puts on.
Yeah, that's very, very different.
I don't know when it might.
So now I don't know if he's going
Like
to
that
That is
succeed.
also, you know, everything he does is
it's different. Yeah.
everything he does is calm and calculated, except for when the third season syndrome, when it all goes to like.
नहीं मैं कह रहा हूँ press
I have a
conferences
feeling
तो-
he's like trying to make sure that doesn't happen now.
We'll
With the
see.
changes that he's making, like I feel like that's the one thing that like he's trying to avoid now. That
press-
third season syndrome.
So मैंने United में उसकी press conferences नहीं देखी, but I feel like these are
wild.
calm, collected.
Especially towards the end especially.
They got wild, absolutely wild.
बस मुझे वो वाली याद है, वो वाली वो जो
Yeah, but उससे पहले भी wild हुई. He was like, he even went as far as to say that when he got knocked out with Sevilla in the Champions League, he went as so far as to say that, what do you want me to say, that player X and player Y aren't good enough for the team? No, I cannot say that, you know that, but instead I'll say that player A and B are the ones that did well. So he was like calling, like, what do you want me to say? Fulana is like really bad. So anyway, this match wasn't short of entertainment or controversy.
Yeah,
it was great.
From a neutral point of view.
Sterling red on Ali, do you think?
It's so based on what VAR has been doing this season.
The Aubameyang one was
based on that. Okay.
Definitely.
And slow motion में everything looks worse than it is. So वो क्या कहते हैं, orange card, like it could have been, some refs could have given it red, some refs could have stuck with the yellow. So I don't have like a big issue.
Yeah, so
with,
it's a bit
it
of
could
a
have gone
grade.
either way. Like
होना चाहिए था वैसे red in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if you're
Like
giving
you're
that for
strong,
Aubameyang, if your VAR is reviewing it, then
simply
you have
based
to
on the
give
fact that they've like set a precedent now, you know, with like, you know, like the, was it Aubameyang against Palace?
Yeah.
To like similar kind of challenges, and they have, you know, and like they have been sent off based on that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if they have been there, then like do the same thing here. That's the same
dive
thing.
नहीं कर रहा था, right?
Yeah,
He
so-
wasn't diving, but the impact looked.
Yeah, it was an
The
ankle
impact
breaker.
was- yeah,
it was
exactly.
an ankle breaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what about the penalty though?
जो पहली वाली,
No,
दूसरी
no,
वाली.
दूसरी वाली. पहली वाली तो I think थी. Yeah.
पहली वाली तो थी Stonewall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stonewall.
You don't think so?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
पहली वाली.
Because Aurier has
Plus
a habit
Serge
of like,
Aurier is
yeah.
basically like
He's gotten
Alberto
better.
Moreno,
he's
except
really
a bit
better
better.
though. No. I think you're doing him a disservice
He
here.
has more assists. I
Okay,
think I was hearing someone
pre
tell
Mourinho, he
penalty.
was more
Yeah,
like
definitely.
He's also
Alberto
being
Moreno.
employed right now.
Yeah, and he
so
got,
you can't play him in the penalty box, basically.
That's why, but that's
He
why
should
you
be
know
like
what? That's why
right side by wing back.
Tottenham build up in a way that Serge Aurier like.
Yeah, that's
So-
he does well up front.
Press conference where, like, on the question of judging Mourinho, where Mourinho said that my plan was I would, like, in possession, I would play 3 at the back with Davies at LCB.
Yeah.
And the first game, he got injured, right? So,
Yeah.
So I don't know if his plan, and then Aurier would be
Yeah.
on that side. So I don't know if we can really judge him.
No, I think he's improved a lot.
He has improved.
Definitely. What about the second penalty?
Yeah, I don't
Nahi?
think so. I
And
mean,
then second yellow.
So it could have been given. It could have been like, if it had been given, I would understand it, because this happens.
It was in a pen,
statistically.
in my opinion.
But
not a pen.
if you like again break it down, like watch the slow motion.
The way he
also
goes
saying
down
it.
is like really funny.
He's
It's like he's
already
going
kind of on
down
his
in like
knees.
that namaz
So,
position.
yeah.
He's basically going
He's
down
on his
like that.
knees before Lloris
Like-
is even
Right,
kind of.
I haven't
made it.
watched
And
it,
Lloris
like,
is also
yeah.
trying to like pull back, and he also gets the ball. Like he palms
Did
it
Lloris
away.
get the ball?
I think so. Yeah.
They got a corner. Did
No,
get a
they
corner?
actually got a goal kick. So
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I don't
Lloris, but anyway, that doesn't go to
Maybe
VAR
he
anyway.
missed
it,
Right?
I
Those
don't know.
kind of things.
So the reason why I wouldn't give that as a penalty is because penalty wouldn't really be proportionate to what, like, even if it was.
It was gone,
sort
like,
of
the
a
ball
foul,
was gone
because,
anyway,
like, he
no?
couldn't really score from the ball बाहर जा रही
Yeah,
थी.
देखो
Ball
ये
बाहर like
किसी
चली
भी
गई.
moment में इतनी mixed चीजें हो रही होती हैं.
Yeah.
Like he was off his line.
Yeah.
Lloris was off his
Yeah.
line.
His foot was on the line.
They don't
no?
check that for
One
VR.
foot was on
the
VR
line.
never
So
checks
you
for a
have to-
goalkeeper on the line. They check for the.
Don't they?
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
They check
But then
for
who
the,
checks it? तो वो जब like
वो
वो
check
replay
on
होती है
field.
penalty तो वो कौन देख रहा
On
होता है?
field देख रहा होता है.
On
Yeah,
field
वो
like the one who's on the side.
assistant
Yeah.
देख रहा होता है.
He's pretty bad
So
at
my
his
point is
job.
like there can be
Happens so much.
this. I mean, it is that kind of game where like so much is happening that a lot of mixed things that could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
So again, इसलिए VAR भी is मैं वासुर में बात कर रहे थे कि वो होना चाहिए कि
Revamp होना चाहिए इस summer में. Like they have to see what's
on
happening.
field. Ref goes, looks at the incident, makes a call.
Yeah.
Because apart from goal line technology and maybe offside,
On field refs.
it's all mixed.
It is definitely, but
to a
it's not
degree.
consistent at all.
It's
On field ref use the वो क्या कहते हैं the monitor for the first time this season. I
yeah,
think
that
2
was
weeks
the
back.
best ref in the country.
Yeah.
That was
Michael Oliver, yeah, for the first time,
Yeah.
the entire
And then
season, and it's
then
been
they
there the whole
released a
season.
statement
Yeah.
They would do it more often. They still haven't done it since then.
But why weren't they doing it before? Is my entire
because-
question.
I don't know. They just have it there.
VAR should, it's not that you're trying to eliminate decision making from football with VAR, right? That
Yeah.
shouldn't be the aim,
Yeah.
apart from offside.
Yeah.
So that's why the it should be like on screen, and the ref goes and then makes a call based on. And again, different refs will make different calls.
And that's
when
fine.
they look at it, and that's what like
Yeah.
that's how officiating happens in football.
Because a lot of it is subjective. Because and the
Yeah.
problem with having someone else tell him
He has
that,
he
that
has
he's
he
wrong,
has like a different point of view.
or even that, because they're all
वो तो
friends,
वो
they
तो
all
सब-
know each other, and there is a bias there that अगर कोई 60-40 call है ना, they might make it 50-50
Or
something
they'll make the
subconsciously.
60-40 call themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the ref
Yeah.
on field ref might be one of the 40 refs.
Yeah. So and तो फिर कोई हुज्जत तमाम हो जाती है ना, because you're seeing it yourself.
Yeah.
So my problem with VR is that the rules, that the technology was brought in, but the rules are still pre-VR. So the reason why we have a problem with the offside and everything like microscopic is because the rule, they're literally just following the
तो
rule.
किस
Yeah,
लीग
exactly.
में VAR जो है, तो जर्मन लीग है जिसमें बहुत अरसे से चल रहा है. What
नहीं,
league?
सबसे
नहीं.
पहले
I think
La
Spanish
Liga
में आया था.
2 years ago.
So
But it's
is
been
it
working
better
really
last-
well in the
So
Champions
where does it
League,
work
no?
well?
In the
No,
Champions
it's a
League.
shambles. It's a
Do you
shambles
remember,
everywhere.
like, the-
I feel like it's like worked well in Champions
You know
League.
why
you know?
it's a
Has it?
shambles?
Have you
No,
seen
it's
the-
not. But I'll tell you why. The rule. The
In that
offside
Spurs
rule-
match, in fact, Spurs City, like don't you
वो
think
वो
it-
off Sterling वाला वो जो इतना वो यही सारा like I mean Llorente
था।
वाला, I know ना, that's the rule.
देखो वो चैंपियंस लीग
exactly. Now, if you're going to employ it, तो इतना black and white तो होएगा ना. That's my
अभी भी
point.
offside का rule is the same. That even if any part of your score, like any scoring part of the body is ahead of the defender.
नहीं
that's
ऑफसाइड
off.
का रूल नहीं वो
Yeah.
है कि if you are the attacking player, non-deliberate handball within the penalty
Yeah, that
area.
wasn't back then. वो नहीं था पहले.
अच्छा okay.
That's why Llorente scored, because वो उस literally उस जून से effective
नहीं
था.
वो जो फिर वो जो डाइव्स पे वो जो मिले थे सारे
Yeah.
वो पेनल्टीज मिली थी
Yeah.
वो क्यों मिल रही थी? Remember like वो जो वो डाइव करते हुए जा रहे हैं like रोज
वो तो अभी भी it's a bit of a gray area. अब ये
अच्छा,
rule है कि if it touches your arm or hand, like deliberately or in any situation,
pen.
like literally,
Yeah, it's a pen.
if it
Yeah.
ricochets, no, if
Although,
no,
like, they
that's not
they
what the
aren't
rule
using
is.
that.
That's not what the rule is. The rule is if it ricochets off your arm or hand and then goes into the net. However, like if you're an attacking player, so it's chalked off.
And that's fair in my
Yeah.
opinion, and that's
No, it's
fair.
not, though.
Yeah, it's fair. No, I don't. I actually like. Mine is that like simply based on the fact that it's going in by your hand.
No, but it's not a phase of
playing
play
a
की
part.
बात हो
No,
रहा है.
regardless of
I
how
mean,
it's happening or
अगर
what.
if a defender like tries to clear it and it just like comes at you from this
डिफेंडर
distance
पे
and
नहीं
it-
है
नहीं.
No, I mean it hits the attacker's hand, defender, or wo like.
No, even then, in my opinion, I just feel like a goal should not go in from the hand at all,
But it
Even
might,
accidentally.
or arm. Yeah,
but it's not
even
going in
accidentally.
accidentally. Like phase of play की बात है. So
No,
if
no.
it touches,
Even if he if he has like no knowledge about it, like even then, that's what I
Alright.
think.
I mean, okay, let's talk about the match. Oh, did you guys check out Mourinho's reaction? when
Yeah,
he
can we
found
actually
out
see that? Can we actually see
Shaggy
that
and
clip? I was-
Scooby. Yeah,
Umar should
Umar,
show that clip.
Can you like go to YouTube and pull up Mourinho reaction Sterling? What? I mean, we can like watch it though.
Oh, अच्छा YouTube
Yeah.
YouTube पे
Yeah,
copyright?
YouTube is pretty strict about that.
Oh, amazing.
What if we like
Yeah.
zoom in? And,
Zoom in.
That's all.
वो जो
had
dodgy
no
streams
idea.
होती हैं कि पूरा
So what if you-
reverse
what-
कर
what if you
दो.
get a clip
Camera
from
print.
Twitter?
Yeah, we can do that by the way.
It's on Twitter, yeah.
की clip
Public-
लगा सकते हैं ना?
public, clip Twitter पे हो, वो
हाँ
लगा
हाँ
सकते हैं.
हाँ,
I have no idea
we
what
can
the
do
rules
that.
are.
Go on Twitter and then just search it if you're logged in. I hope. Yeah. Oh yeah. So like Mourinho. MOU.
RINHO.
Oh what? No.
Okay.
MOU.
You guys talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reaction to what?
Yeah. So what reaction like was vintage Mourinho? Like
It was amazing. It was amazing.
higher
You know,
than
I was actually I did like decide at that point that like I hate him when he's like against Liverpool. But watching him from like a neutral point of view on a touchline is brilliant.
You know, I just wanted him to be back because VAR ke saath Mourinho would be like the best entertainment around.
Oh my god! Yes.
But I just
like
wanted
that.
to go,
Yeah.
I just want him to go back to his like notorious.
No one wants that.
I definitely
don't want that. Like he should be calm.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Except for when he's
just full screen. This is amazing.
And this is football. Isn't this like the kind of emotions?
Yeah, I mean, but like
within
The
seconds.
reaction of Jose Mourinho when Hugo Lloris saved the penalty.
look at his assistant. His assistant like
जैसे ना Jackson कहता है yellow card.
yeah, he's like और फिर वो एकदम से पानी छोड़ते look at him like look at him, he's like इसको अभी एहसास हुआ, he's like this is literally Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. This is like
So I was about to say what's amazing about it is
What I love is that he like places his water nicely, makes sure it's secure.
He has to accelerate quickly and then he has to like decelerate and he has to do it within like 3 seconds. That's the
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Speaking of the game itself, in this case, chaos triumphed over order completely. I mean, if you look at City's expected goals, they were like over 3. Spurs had an XG of 0.4.
City also had 50 touches in their box compared to Spurs' 11 touches.
City were just finding new ways not to score. And
Gundogan.
No, they were all like, look, so if they were all like mistakes and like with the ball that Sterling played for Gundogan.
Yeah.
Was horrific.
Yeah, that
like
was a
how
really
to get
bad
there.
ball.
I'm
not putting that on Gundogan though. I'm putting that
on target to
Sterling.
kar leta nahi? On target bhi
He
nahi.
had
He
to
will reach
out
and it was
dive for
bouncing
it,
and it was on his left foot.
That's on Sterling.
Yeah. But Aguero and De Bruyne missed some chances that they would normally have taken.
Aguero, yeah, wo jo, the one that was like
Sanchez
stuck in his
side
feet.
netting,
Yeah,
yeah,
stuck in
yeah.
his feet and he like hit
And then
it.
Sanchez point blank range.
Sanchez hitting the bar, yeah. That
it's
was
just very, very weird.
so that I guess you can.
That was on the 94th minute, so it wouldn't have.
I mean, what do you say to something like that? I mean, you can have all the tactics and formations and control on your side, as Guardiola did. I mean, he dominated pretty much all the aspects of that match.
FIFA,
but
literally
there is
FIFA.
Still an element of pure randomness, luck, and chaos.
Oh, wait a minute. What way is that to describe this tactically won victory, man?
See now,
Do
that
you
was
think
actually
my
question to Ismail.
support
Do you think it was a tactical masterclass or like was it City shooting themselves in the foot more?
You're asking me or him?
I'm asking you, not him, because I know his stance.
I don't, so I'd like to hear it. But for me, I think it was you could argue. I think that's what he will argue, that they were still in the game by the time that they were still in the game. But the entire premise of that
goal bhi kafi lucky tha, nahi?
The entire premise, like forget that. The entire premise of that entire point of view is that they were in the game precisely because of Man City themselves and not because of their own doing.
Lloris also, he had a great game.
Yeah, that's true. But uske alawa, it was all cities shooting themselves in the foot.
No, एक second. So इसको अगर compare करें Liverpool वाली game के साथ, I think the basic thing is like against these sides where you know you're not currently as good as them. I think what he's doing is that you stay in the game somehow, not somehow, tactically, like 2 banks of 4 or blank of 4 and 6. Till the 70th minute.
But they got cut open so many times. They weren't like they weren't tactically in the game. They were just in the game because City allowed them to be.
There were 5 shots on target, man. That's it.
Yeah, because they hit the post and they were side post.
Side netting bhi.
They were missing easy chances.
Misleading होता है ना ये.
अच्छा पहले तो वो 50 उनके touches थे उसमें और ये एकदम से mislead. 5 on target versus Spurs 3 on target.
Yeah, but
I am not saying that City weren't dominant. I'm saying if you're going to absorb the pressure, counter-attacking football, you'll need some luck on your side. Right?
But that's not a tactic. That's tactic.
No,
tactics is
any
control.
Tactic, right? So would you say City were unlucky not to score?
Yes.
There you go. So you need,
Absolutely.
even if
Yes,
you're
you need
playing,
luck, absolutely.
so you need luck either way.
Yeah.
Like you've got a plan and a strategy.
Yeah.
So वो luck तो आप tactics से discount नहीं ना
Yeah.
करते.
Yeah.
So इधर है absorb pressure till the 70th minute,
Yeah.
and then after that go for it. Liverpool के खिलाफ भी we had two like
Great
really
chances.
good chances at the end. It didn't work out.
But even then, Liverpool missed a lot in the first half.
भाई वो तो होगा ना.
I know, but
Right.
is that a viable plan? Is that a practical plan to?
Against a top
It's actually
four,
called
top
a
two, top
rope-a-dope,
No,
established by
whatever, man. Like against a top,
Muhammad Ali.
like they're gonna do this against like 2-3
Sides in the
2-3
world.
sides in the league, and then against like if like Real Madrid or whatever in the Champions League. It's a good play.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I think it's a good percentage play.
Yeah, I mean he's playing the numbers. I mean you're probably going to get beat from by these teams anyway.
No, he did
So
play
why not
to the
give yourself
strengths,
a what?
Like a really good or counter attacking.
He was using Son's space Son's and Mora's space.
So many times the Spurs counter attacks broke down like at the second last pass.
Yeah.
Right? और वो अगर मैं कहूँ वो passes वगैरह होते रहते तो
वो तो
नहीं वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा है ना.
लेस्टर लीग किस तरह जीती है?
Counter attacking.
Right?
But they actually won the league though.
Right. So अभी तो ये मैं ये नहीं.
Hadn't-
I'm saying it can.
I know.
It's a viable strategy.
No,
when
I'm
you have a
not
certain
discounting
set
the
of,
fact that counter-attacking is bad or anything. I just think in this case, a lot of the plan rested on Liverpool and City not taking their chance, which is fine.
which is you taking your chances and saying, yeah, come
Yeah,
at us.
so
and we'll
one thing
defend
I
well.
would give Spurs is
Yeah.
they were ruthless when it mattered.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the most important.
So that's what you need for this. You need
Were
like,
they
ruthless
though?
finishing, which
yeah,
happened.
that's true. And Mourinho teams always seem to be.
I mean,
ruthless when
like-
are you disagreeing with this as well?
Yeah, Bergwijn scored. Bergwijn. How do you
Bergwijn,
Yeah, Bergwijn scored with a great goal, fair.
Yeah.
1-0. But Son's goal was a bit lucky. Like it wasn't going in till like.
No.
I mean, we
was
can
going
all
in.
agree
It
that
was going to
all of
keeper.
this was pretty lucky. Like luck was around it, but they were in a position to
Oh,
be
third.
luck.
Third
Like,
उसका क्या था?
they were-
Shot. Third shot क्या था?
third end में कुछ था वो. I don't remember either. So basically, they were in a position. His point is, which is a fair point, that they were still in a position to
Yeah.
like count or like
that's fair.
make the most of that luck.
Yeah.
So to
But
speak.
with that stat that I was looking up earlier
Yeah.
with you guys, right? Mourinho's first 9 games, like around 20 goals conceded
Yeah.
or something.
I think it was 15.
15
Yeah.
and the previous ये जो अभी 9 game है, I've actually forgotten. Hold on, where is it?
Yeah. So I think in the last
6. I think it was 6
yeah,
or something.
it was 6. Yeah,
So
it was 6. Yeah.
6 goals conceded.
That's
Yeah, he is doing good.
Yeah,
job.
he
Shoring up
is
the
good. So
defense.
since his appointment, Spurs are 4th in the table with 23 points from 13 games. Before that, they were 14th with 14 points.
No, hold on. Wait, form chart बता रहे हो?
No, I'm saying since he's come in from 20th November till today,
Yeah.
Spurs are 4th in the table. If you
start the season on
yeah,
the.
yeah.
So that's not.
Yeah, Chelsea are 12th or 14th or something.
Yeah.
Leicester, City, and Liverpool are the only ones above Spurs.
Arsenal are getting relegated.
According to this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this table.
Crazily enough, Arsenal have.
They have 6
the
wins this
least-
season.
Wait. Arsenal. You know the crazy stat? Arsenal have with Liverpool the least amount of losses, but they have
they're
also
drawing.
the least
They
amount
have
of
they have
wins.
13
And the
draws.
most
I was
draws.
Yeah, they have
actually
most
discussing
draws.
this with this friend of mine who's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, so that's
For
the
which I
table.
brought this up just for him. He'll be watching.
They've got
this
13
episode.
draws. They've eclipsed the Invincibles as with the most draws in like. So at least they've done something.
Oh, that was the
there.
goal.
Ouch.
Yeah. So.
No, but yeah, dude. Spurs
so
are doing
anyway,
well
I mean,
under Mourinho.
Now they're within touching distance of top 4.
Yeah, like 4 points, right?
4 points, and Chelsea's next 2 fixtures are Man United
And Spurs.
and you guessed it, Spurs.
Yeah, and Spurs.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Mourinho will be like itching to get revenge from Lampard,
That's right.
Oh man.
and I think they're in a position.
I
to
also
get
think. So here's the it's like my like a prediction or a guess is that if Davies is back by that game,
that. Yeah.
he will not be playing this kind of counter-attacking ploy against Chelsea. He'll be playing what he like set out to
Normally
do, which is like in possession, 3 at the back,
Yeah.
3
Centre back?
3-4-3.
Yeah, so it's like
Right.
a 5v5 or
Yeah.
midfielder defense के वो
outside
और फिर
possession.
और ये उनको join कर लेता आगे.
Well, not in possession, something like 4-2-3-1
Yeah.
or like, but you'll see यार काफी कुछ moments हैं कि जहाँ आपको things gelling together like lag rahi hai
a
पिछले
lot
3-4
of
गेमों में.
like
It's not smooth yet, obviously.
Which are actually like
most
good
important-
signs
Yeah.
once
Lo
like a new
Celso
manager
is a
comes
really
in.
good sign.
Once
Like,
a new
you're-
manager,
you're-
Lo
And
Celso
Ndombele-
is going to be someone.
But some weird Mourinho gimmicks, I don't know what to call them. Like
And Ndombele is just not fit.
yeah, but he called him out on that though. He was like, one एक game खेलता है फिर अगली नहीं खेलता.
Motivation, na?
So he did.
That works for 2
Motivate
years,
that
and then
boy.
third year that motivation.
Achha, so that's where I kind of was fearful that his management in the press, I don't know, like not behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but so apparently he did come out and kind of backtrack on those comments as well. So he's saying he's
Really?
frustrated, obviously, but then keeps on saying like he's phenomenal and things like that. So
Marriage
hopefully
counts
not
for work.
another Pogba situation.
Yeah, I hope not.
Pogba,
for your
yeah.
sake. But the Mourinho rebuild is underway. I mean, Eriksen's out. The bad apple.
No, the best player we had
I mean,
for the
dressing
past
room
5.
wise.
Yeah, so not according to what Mourinho said. He said
Really?
like, he was perfectly professional. You know, the first day Mourinho came in, Eriksen said,
But he'll say that, no?
Yeah, but now
But,
he has no reason to say it though. Now.
yeah, and Mourinho could have gone and
Yeah,
said
Mourinho is
something else.
Mourinho, is like-
You're right. But मुझे पहले दिन उसने बताया I'm not signing, and that's why he was also being used as a sub. But yeah, so the rebuild, as you said, is properly underway.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like the highest amounts of assists of any player? Eriksen in those 5 years in the Premier League.
I don't think so.
I think it's him and
I feel like
De Bruyne.
it's.
I think it was De Bruyne.
I think
It's
it's
it's either one or two. So fantastic player, but ever since like January on the team. Look, so basically Poch ki team ka rule tha, if Eriksen doesn't play well, Tottenham doesn't play well.
Yeah.
And since January, basically, apart from the Champions League run,
Yeah.
that's what's been going on. in the
वैसे भी
league.
अब Pochettino's team relied heavily on intensity और वो सब का drop off आ गया था
Focusing
for
on
some
City for a second, Ismail, do you think that this drop off in the league will kind of help them in a way in the Champions League?
drop off. I mean,
Not
like,
drop off, but like now knowing that the league is.
they have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. I mean, the mental block उनका Champions League में अभी भी है और उसके ऊपर से it's now like उनका mental block. Now they're going to doubt themselves even more because they've got like really weird issues about cutting edge and all of that. I mean, we're going to talk about City in like detail in just a bit, but like one point that you brought up, which was about Mourinho changing his demeanor in press conferences. He was very gracious and calm after this match.
Mourinho?
I mean, he won and everything, but like generally he was very. He even
Just satisfied, maybe.
no, but he never goes out of his way to praise other teams and other managers. He did that. He said Guardiola, fantastic team, fantastic manager. Even talked about Liverpool. And then one interesting thing, which will serve as a nice segue for our City chat, is he said it was very hard to win 3 league titles in a row. And he's a man himself who's never done that before. He knows how difficult it is. His best was 2 with Chelsea and I think Inter. And this is the problem that City is having right now, right? Weird. This could be it. I mean, he could have them because what we have just brought up is like the second player to assist 10 plus Premier League goals in 4 so he has at least above 40.
Yeah, it's
That could be.
he's one of the
I never
best.
doubted his ability. He was an insanely good player. So he leads chances created since his debut.
Assists.
Yeah.
I think this chances created. I think this is a better metric than assists though,
Oh,
because assists rest a lot on the player scoring.
Chances created. Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
that's still
so
a lot by like.
That is
20 chances.
insane. Yeah, that's
Ozil.
yeah. Ozil used to be great for like.
Willian, yeah.
I mean,
No, Ozil, yeah, but like
So-
you see Ozil and you know like you don't think that I don't know like
Yeah,
right away like the way that they've been playing.
yeah, that's true. I mean, is it a case of City not being able to maintain their consistency and intensity for like the 3rd season in a row, or is it just Liverpool being too good?
The latter.
I mean, you would say that. But what's it,
No,
there
but
is
yeah,
a case.
like it's like
statistically,
hard
it's
to
just-
stay that
Yeah,
good for
because,
that long, man.
I mean, he probably is right because for someone else to lead the league right now, they'd have to have won every single game.
No, look. So Liverpool की भी ये वाली जो form है, it's not just this season.
Yeah.
The
Over the last 30
last
years,
season, yeah, they basically
So I'm
carried
saying-
on from there.
So the देखना 3rd season Liverpool will also I think this is their 3rd on form season. This is their 2nd on form
Yeah,
season.
so next season will be
I
even
think next season देखना intensity गिरेगी. It's just so hard to.
Especially
और फिर
after you win everything, right?
Yeah,
Oh wow! Look at Vasu jinxing his team.
I'm jinxing nothing, boys.
His team is too good to get jinxed. I think his team
by everything, like I mean the league right now.
Yeah, league
and then Champions League last season, so like they'll feel like, you know.
Yeah, but हमारा cycle भी पूरा हो रहा है. I mean, a lot of players have been here for 3-4 years, so he's going to, like, maybe that's why he didn't buy anyone in the last summer, saving it up for this. No, I meant he's going to overhaul a bit this season.
I see.
This season.
And there are like reports coming in of Van Dijk being scouted by Juventus, 150 million.
Has Klopp changed his backroom staff since he was here?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't change it.
His main guy left.
Yeah, his most trusted associate since
mid-season wo bhi.
FSB Mainz, Zelko Buvac, who used to call him the brain, left mid-season, पिछले season.
At the end, in fact, like he left at a really crucial part.
Yeah.
He left before.
उसके बाद ना, we had a drop off.
Didn't he leave before the semi-final or something?
I'll tell you when he left in February. By the time when we got like. I like how they spelled Van Dijk. That is the worst Van Dijk spelling of all time.
Oh my god. Like the V is small, the Dijk is wrong.
No, the V is supposed to be small. But either way,
whatever.
Like, let's not get into
semantics. I'm not from Holland.
So he left in February when we drew against Leicester and West Ham. At that point, we were ahead of City. Although everyone was like, "Oh, the brains left, and now Klopp's being exposed as a fraud." Well, how's that going for you guys? और Guardiola की press conference अगर देखो तो it was the 22 points is the biggest lead ever recorded in English top flight history.
Yeah,
I mean, like not just Premier League.
Yeah, it's 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So and Guardiola's press conference, he actually conceded the title to Liverpool. I mean,
when?
if not now, when
was this?
Several times, I think.
Yeah. So अभी recently काफी funny scene हुआ था. Journalist ने पूछा, so now is it like done, Pep? And his reaction was. And he was like, "Can you say it?" And he was like, "What?"
Journalist be
Liverpool fan tha undercover.
I can't quote you nodding. And he was like, "Yes, they're incredible and all of that. And it's done."
Diplomat.
So how has it gone so wrong? Why do you think? Like just the more intensity and motivation drop off?
For City?
So wrong to khair aap keh sakte ho.
I mean, you know they've got a worse points tally than Manuel Pellegrini and Roberto Mancini did in their last seasons.
I stand corrected.
What positions did they end up in their last season?
They didn't win the title.
No. But like they were like.
Let me just check.
अच्छी मतलब वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि इन elite clubs में आप मतलब वो क्या प्रीमियर लीग जीत के भी अगले सैक कर देते हैं.
Yeah.
ये तो वो वाले clubs हैं ना. Yeah. वहाँ लीग जीतते हैं आप सैक कर. So just the standards are ridiculous.
Yeah, City came fourth in Pellegrini's last season, right? 66 points.
Yeah. So.
66.
No, so there's a lot to like. How many more than 12 games to go?
Yeah.
I think they'll like bounce back. And more importantly, अगर ये जो वासु भी कह रहा था, हो सकता है focus वाला shift हो गया हो कि they're thinking.
I have a feeling the further they go in the Champions League is in like direct correlation with how they finish in the league. Oh no, invert. Maths. Yeah.
So मुझे तो लगता है कि वो वाला भी psychologically या ये
like if they go far, then I feel like they'll like finish third or something.
I heard someone saying that
because Leicester don't have that burden. Leicester play one game a week.
City have a huge squad though. I mean, better than Leicester.
Yeah,
उनके subs भी Leicester के कुछ players से बेहतर हैं first 11.
Yeah, still, but like they aren't the same, dude.
Yeah,
like
this is the highest ever lead recorded in like English top flight history.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like they've just come up against like too good and look, so if this was the first season Man City won the league with Guardiola,
which one?
Whatever that first season was.
Yeah, that was 2 seasons ago.
If that City and this Liverpool were competing against each other,
that
would have been like I'm saying. So that's how good City can play too.
Oh, definitely.
So I feel like it's not a blip in my like. So I haven't seen a lot them play a lot this season. But
I mean, it's a blip in the sense
it's not a bad season, man.
It's not a bad season, but it is a bad season by. So this is why
the standards are ridiculous.
This is
exactly.
What Guardiola and Messi and all these guys get judged on. I mean, उसने सिर्फ 20 गोल मारे.
Yeah, I know Messi के बारे में जब लोग ये कहते हैं समझ नहीं आता मुझे.
Scored like ठीक है लेवांटे को उसने 3 गोल मारे खैर है मतलब
ये तो होना होता है.
या मतलब हाँ मतलब कि वो like how many players
सिर्फ 2 मारे हैं उसने.
अच्छा नहीं खेला एक ही फ्री किक मारी. I mean that sort of stuff. So I mean if you look at underlying stats, they've been kind of unlucky, but not unlucky. I mean they've underperformed. You can base that down to either bad luck or you can base that down to a lack of cutting edge. So in very crucial moments this season, they've not made the most of their situations. You can point to a lot of games. दोनों Spurs games ही अगर आप देख लें. And I don't know.
Also, like
Jesus?
there was like a big factor
How old
of.
is Jesus?
Sorry, I'm just trying to see.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's fine.
24 type hai, no? That's my guess, by the way. I guess I'm right.
Aguero is like 32.
Oh, I just wrote here Jesus' age and
Yeah.
the prophet came up. I mean,
He's a lot older.
22.
My
He's
bad.
22.
I was
Okay,
off by
well,
2
that's
years.
great,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
It's on the
Jesus is
record.
younger than
Yeah.
me. This is one of those realizations when you.
Yeah.
It's not even talking
No,
about
but like, I feel like a huge factor was Laporte missing.
Exactly. So
being missing.
But that's
And Fernandinho playing the entire season as centre back.
Yeah, देखो ना
Yeah.
ये तो why did they not buy another? Did they need another centre back?
They definitely did. Company gone.
They did, and like
The
they thought they
irony-
did.
The
Yeah,
irony is
यार मैं
that
पूछता हूँ
the
अभी
guy
मैं
who
क्या
the irony is मुझे भी बताइए. The irony is that someone who gets called a checkbook manager is suffering this fate because he didn't go and sign a centre back.
No, it's like
Were they
how
linked
did
to
he get-
anyone,
like,
Abhi?
weren't the press asking him this question?
Yeah, why didn't you buy centre back?
Yeah, why?
He was like, I thought it was enough. And then,
He's been saying that.
I mean, yeah, he was like,
No, I don't think that's true. I feel like he's just saying that for the media.
Yeah, I
So-
know,
so-
but obviously there was a mistake. He should have brought
नहीं
it.
तो
You're
January
trying
क्यों नहीं खरीदा?
Oh, पता नहीं. You know why?
वही तो सवाल है. Like
I
everyone
think-
thought that
I
they'd
think-
go for a big
no,
player in
but
January, especially
I'll
because of
tell you
Laporte.
why. If you've noticed a trend, a lot of clubs do not, like a lot of big clubs do not buy in January now.
Van
There are a
Dijk-
few
Van Dijk का
exceptions,
खरीदा था.
like Van
Van
Dijk,
Dijk.
because वो summer में deal बहुत चौकी थी because Liverpool
fair
were
enough.
accused of tapping him up, and Klopp was,
Rightfully.
and then Klopp was, and then Klopp was asked if he wanted another centre back, and he was like, no, Van Dijk is the only priority, and then they waited half a season. और तब हम Spurs से 4-1 भी हारे थे. Dejan Lovren,
याद
best
नहीं है
his
मुझे.
soul. And that, but उसके अलावा it's very rare. I mean, Bergwijn is one, and he's a great buy.
No, and like a steal.
Yeah, exactly, for
like
30
what
million.
Yeah,
उसके
boys,
stats देख
एक
रहा
game
था,
हुई है.
उसके
जरा
No, but
हौसला.
generally उसके, if you go look back and go, in 18-19 he
It
played.
is even the fit, but like I'm saying, like signing wise for Spurs.
I mean, it's pretty good. 30 million euros, man, not even pounds.
Yeah, is it 21, 22?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
So basically, he in 18-19 he had like 33 matches played in the league, 14 goals, 12 assists. For a winger, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
A 19-20 16 league games played, 5 goals, 10 assists. So end product is there, and clearly end product is there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
कल भी उसने गोल मारा था. What are your expectations for this season and beyond for Mourinho?
Fourth will be amazing. Like if we get
Eventually,
fourth, that I think that that would be
But you're hoping that he achieves next season.
a title run. And a
An
Champions
actual
League
title
run.
run.
A run. No, just a run.
A run.
What like which month till?
Test करते हैं
what
जरा.
if you're in
What's the
by,
title
say,
run?
Yeah, January, February, or how long do you? would
So
you-
like no, so कब conclude होता है भाई? April?
May.
में.
याद नहीं होगा ना इनको वो. Not used to it.
Yeah, it gets pretty.
Wow,
useless
that's a
by
low
then.
blow, man. Come on, like some
Nothing to fight
for. Like
for.
a title run is a proper title run. Like April तक तो हो ना.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
No,
that's fair.
that's my hope. FA Cup.
बोर्ड का भी हो. हाँ, FA.
अगले
I
season
feel like
FA Cup जीतते हैं.
Do you think you'll win a trophy?
With Mourinho.
I feel like जाने से पहले वो कुछ तो
every
जीतेगा.
year.
Whether
It's
it's
not
EFL Cup or Champions League, वो like
not
कुछ तो
जीतेगा.
जीत के जाएगा. I have a feeling.
Hugo Lloris came out and said, he was a huge Poch fan. Poch in one press conference said that when Lloris won the World Cup, he actually I think put it on his table and said, "Here's your trophy, trophy coach."
He
something like
did
that.
his best not to win it.
It's
So.
So
It's also a bit
I
extra.
think if I remember correctly in the press conference, but Lloris said that Mourinho is here for one reason, which is to win
To win,
trophies.
yeah.
Which is so yeah. Next season, if it's an FA Cup and a title run, that's amazing.
Before it all bursts into flames.
We don't know, man. Maybe,
We
yeah.
definitely know by now. We definitely know. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for
having
having me.
Yeah, you
really.
are always welcome to come back.
You're
whenever
welcome.
You want.
So
Yeah, we know you exist,
So,
man.
so
Relax.
next time Spurs play Liverpool, which
Sure.
will be next season, right?
Yeah, then
Or
next
this Champions League.
Planning for the future.
This Champions League will be awesome.
I mean, he wants Mourinho to do his thing.
वैसे
and
वो
then
तो
he
like
come
कर
here
भी
and
ले
do it.
यार वैसे like
कर सकते हैं.
Mourinho cup specialist. You never know.
If I was going to choose any one manager to manage for one game, one off.
Sam Allardyce.
Sure, and I would pick Mourinho against you, and you'll probably get battered. Either Mourinho or Benitez. Those two are like tactically. One off, they're amazing. 38 games, Guardiola and Klopp are pretty great. Like I said, it was
Thank you so much.
Great episode.
Really enjoyed it.
I hope you liked it as much as I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please subscribe to the show, and I hope you love the episode. Until next time, bye bye.